Beginner mistake. Welcome back, my friends. This is the Morning Bohemian. I'm your host, Isaac, and as usual, this morning we are going to honor our daily appointment in order to try to find what animates us and try to create together. Now, after these suggestions from the very lovely people who joined us yesterday, I have tried to find a way to play a little bit of music in the background. So you should be able to hear right now is Bach's Solo Violin Sonatas. This is the Itzhak Perlman recording. I'm just adjusting the sound levels. As always, let me know if you find the balance between the voice and the music to be uneven. But anyways, live from the Haunted Studio, this is Isaac. This morning, we are just going to write. We're just gonna miscellaneous poetry, you know? I think I'm coming down with a cold. Oh my goodness. We have a guest on my desk. My cat, the Dr. Waffles, has decided to jump right on my desk. Hello, Doctor. I guess he wants to join us today. Waffles, come on. Come on. The process of writing can truly include anything you want, so personally I find that don't eat my headphones, you're a rude boy. I find that my cat tends to help with the creative juices when he's not misbehaving. He wants attention this morning. That's fine. That's fine. I want to give him attention. He's a good cat. Except when he tries to eat my headphones. There we go. You comfortable? Perfect. Don't eat my headphones. The truth about writing is that in order for it to be the best part of your day, it has to be calm, serene, without obligation. You come ready to write, not necessarily needing to write 12 pages a day. Just make yourself comfortable. Make the writing something you look forward to when you get up. And you'll keep coming back to that page, and eventually you'll be able to write 12 pages, no problem. But at first, if you're able to write one word a day, that's one more word than you otherwise would have had. And so, simply make this daily meeting with your page, with your book, with yourself, with your creativity, something to look forward to. Something that genuinely brings you joy, brings you hope. At the very least, that's what I found worked for me. Welcome to our second viewer. I'm very happy to see you. This is the Morning Bohemian, live from the Haunted Studio. I am your host, Isaac. We are listening to Bach's solo violin sonatas, performed by Itzhak Perlman, if I remember his last name correctly. I hope you enjoy. Today we're simply writing a bit of poetry with no specific goal or destination in mind. Just seeing where the page takes us. Thus far, this is what I've got. A brief instant, that fat black cat. And if you don't know why, that's because my cat Waffles is currently on my laps. So this is what came naturally. Get yourself a cup of coffee. Four viewers, my goodness. Welcome everybody. This is the Morning Bohemian. I'm your host Isaac. We are live from the Haunted Studio, and we are listening to Bach's violin sonatas. Today we are writing with no set destination in mind. We are just writing miscellaneous poetry. So, get yourself comfortable, put yourself at peace, let your mind wander if you need it to, and if you wish to write as well, I encourage you, draw, do any creative pursuit that animates you. And it looks like my cat has had enough. He was on my laps. Say hello to everybody, Waffles. And be on your way. He's okay. He's got tons of places to sit down if he needs to. So. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Morning Bohemian. Sorry, it's early. This is our daily writing session. I hope you have a wonderful, tranquil morning. Mondays are the worst, my friend. I don't mean to borrow cliches from Garfield. I would imagine we want to find something a bit more profound than that. Oh, Don Pasquale. Hi. I hope you managed to get some rest, my friend. Today we are simply doing some miscellaneous poetry writing. So I'm writing with no clear destination in mind, just as I'm feeling it. The point is more to establish this daily routine for ourselves, and eventually we're going to find projects that we want to. The Chief Keef Opera. I'm afraid I'm not much of a composer, so I would have difficulty. But I did manage to, as you can probably hear, play some music on stream. What we are listening to right now are Bach's solo violin sonatas, performed by Itzhak Perlman, great violinist. Oh, Epic Lucas. Nice to see you again. Very happy to have you on the show again. Writing with no clear destination in mind, I just wrote a small poem about my cat, who was on my laps a couple moments ago. I wrote it in French and in English on my very first stream. I had this issue where I was writing this play, and I was trying to translate as I was going along, and the translation came out all wrong every time, because translating poetic language in French to English spur of the moment is not a simple task, shall we say. So what I have right now in French is un bref instant, ce gros chat noir, sans s'en rendre compte, réchauffa mon âme, which in English reads, a brief instant, that fat black cat, scarce seeing it, warmed my soul. It's not much, in fact, it's not a very original poem, doesn't use quite a lot of, complex techniques, but it's what felt right in the moment, and we're one bad poem closer to finding something that works. I do think that that would be the chief flaw with hosting a stream where we write together, is that the process of writing and creating frequently happens internally, and so it's difficult to both write and speak at the same time. They're two different. Which means that there's frequently going to be a bit of silence as I ponder what to put down next, but I hope you'll indulge me in that. you get bored, you can always post in the chat. It'll be my pleasure to respond. Oh, good morning, Dolph. I hope you have a most wonderful morning and that you managed to rest well after yesterday. Lovely chaps. Everybody who joined yesterday. Very lovely fellows. Ah, well, good night, Dolph. I hope you have a restful evening. Well, it's morning, but you know what I mean. Good night. Sleep well. I don't know if you fellows watching are big fans of coffee, but I love the stuff. It's my greatest vice. I drink it black, and the kind of coffee I drink all the time. This is not a sponsored bit at all, but it's the Muskoka Black Bear, which is a kind of a Keurig pod, and it's just this smooth, no acidity, no acridity at all. It's just this pleasant roast. I can't get enough of it. I'll drink gallons of this stuff. Can't be good for my heart, but well, I'm already quite sick, so what's one more cup? I hope you have a restful sleep, Epic Lucas. I'm trying something. I'm recollecting strongly felt emotions, and reminds me a night where I went on a walk at a place I love walking to. Basically, near my childhood home, there was this large field of what we call slag. Which is this black rock that's produced as a garbage from the mining process. It's this burnt rock. It has a very distinct texture to it. It looks like what you would imagine an alien world or the moon looks like. It's a very space feeling, and the city I live in being a mining city has tons of these mountains of this scorched rock, and there was a big field of it near my home. They formed these mountains of burnt rock, and when I was a teenager, I would go take walks there because, you weren't allowed to trespass, but we did it anyways. It was 5 minutes away from our home, and you came to these mountains of black rock, and you looked over, and there was polluted industrial lake. Just the water was red. It was filled with so many chemicals, so much waste from the mines had leaked into it, and there was these cliffs, dark stone, and then the lake, and then extending towards the horizon was the boreal forest, basically. Just these plains of rock, these cliffs, rocky hills, and trees, and over the horizon you could see the railroad, the trains that would cut across. And one night, as I did that hike frequently, but one night when I went there, I decided I would keep walking past the dark mountains and into the forest where I'd never been before. Foolish decision, really. I did that, must have been a Friday or Saturday evening. Excuse me. Oof. And I walked until I went across to the mountain on the other side. And I wanted to climb the hill and get a view of the Slag Mountains from there. But it took me so long to cross a little forest, which was actually quite much more swampy than I expected. It took me so long that by the time I got to the other side, night had fallen. And I had never really felt the darkness before. I had never actually been so far out of a civilization that there were no lights at all. I was completely unable to orient myself. And that's the point where people of our generation, we go, well, take out your phone and just Google map your way out of there. But I was out of luck that morning because I was actually so far out, I didn't get any signal and I didn't have data back then. So I couldn't call and I couldn't find my position. So I was lost and left to my own devices. And the issue is that I had bumbled about making my way to this cliff. I thought it was the cliff just the other side from the mountain. But the truth was, because this mountain is made of black stone, I could not see it. I did not know where it was, and I did not know where I was in relation to it. So, I looked up in the sky, and I looked at the stars, and I don't know anything about the stars, for the record. But I tried to see whether I could get a clue from looking at the horizon what way to go. And, well, I didn't. I didn't understand what I was seeing, but I saw two flashing red lights in the distance, and I figured those were one of those electrical or phone towers, and I felt that maybe if I got closer to that, I'd be able to get some service. So I began to walk towards it, doubtlessly making myself more lost than I otherwise would have been. I was using my phone's flashlight to make sure I wasn't tripping over anything or wandering into any puddles of water. Frankly, I'm lucky I didn't run into a bear or anything. Those are a big problem where I live. But I wandered pretty much aimlessly until by complete luck I just stumbled on a railroad in the middle of the woods. It would stretch in either directions. I didn't know which way was which, but I knew that if I followed the railroad one way or the other, I would end up somewhere. So when you get to that point, what do? You flip a coin. I just picked a direction and stuck with it. And after 40 minutes of walking, it turns out I made the right decision. And it was a railroad that extended in a street just a little bit north of where I lived at the time. And so, after walking for hours, it felt like, I ended up back where I knew how to get back home. I saw light again. And I never attempted a hike of that sort again, but as you can tell, this experience marked me somewhat. It was truly a case of being out of my depth. Well, I'm trying to capture some of the feelings from that night for the page. Off the beaten path, I erred unknowing, a veil of darkness, horizon engulfed. That's all I have thus far, but I like it. Sometimes that's all it needs to be. The truth is, I just want to go back to sleep. 4 a.m. is a rough start, my friends. Oh, greeting, Janus89. I'm very happy to see that you're joining us on the show. I'm doing well, and I hope that Argentina's not doing too bad. You know, what with it being Argentina and all. Oh, another viewer as well. Welcome to the Morning Bohemian. Oof. Very simply, I imagine you're not acquainted with the show, since we've only been doing it for 3 days, but it's our daily appointment for a gentle, serene morning routine, where we get to listen to classical music, talk about ourselves, and do some writing, some drawing, any other kind of creative pursuits. The hope is that we will be able to motivate one another to get up, to create, and to live the kind of life that we dream of. Well, I don't want to, I don't want this to be a show like the other things you can find on this platform. I hope that this is something that we find has value and meaning to us, that it brings a sense of warmth, a sense of class as well. Not in an elitist way, just something that we could be proud of, that we're proud of this moment. Where I am, it's quite early in the morning, roughly 5:43, so it's I hope to create a little morning routine where people can get up and experience a sense of a world that we might feel that we have lost, but that was always within reach. One where we can create and discover peace and wisdom. It's a small goal, but perhaps we'll get there, one word at a time. We are currently listening to Bach's solo violin sonatas, performed by the violinist, and I've said his name twice, but I just want to confirm. Yes, Itzhak Perlman. And, well, I'm glad you came as well, Janus. Now, Janus, that's the, Roman deity, isn't it? Janus. I've heard the name before. 89. I'm guessing that's your birth year? Janus. Ah. Janus 89. Well, thank you very kindly for joining us. I've just been working on some miscellaneous poetry. I'm not a very good poet, but it's a skill I'd like to develop. So, I wrote a little thing about my cat, and now I'm writing a little thing about a time I got lost as a teenager in the woods. Alright, I'm guessing that's more reasonable. I'm the kind of person that if I see a number in a username, I'll just imagine that somebody put their birth year because it was convenient. You know that thing, whenever you're trying to create an account and you just put your name or something and it goes, oh, that's taken already. But I understand you. I also used to just put numbers that I liked. Yeah, I remember for a long time one of my email addresses had a 45 at the end, and that always confused people. They thought I was really old. They're like, "Wow, you were born in 1945?" No, no, I just thought it had a nice ring to it. I am from Canada, a part of the province of Ontario from the north. So I'm not going to be more specific than that, but a fairly large mining town in northern Ontario. Argentina, are you from Buenos Aires, or are you from one of the other regions of Argentina? I'll admit I'm not super familiar with the geography of Argentina. I know of Buenos Aires and of the Tierra del Fuego. Tierra del Fuego. Fair enough. I have a friend who went to Buenos Aires about a year or two ago. He was headed for a cruise to Antarctica with his father, and they spent a couple of days in Buenos Aires. My brother really wants to go to the city as well, but he has this kick for South America these days. I should let you know, since we're here, at around 6 o'clock we'll be taking a small intermission. No, I'm actually 25. I'm not over 30 at all. But yes, so they're terribly sorry. As I was saying, I'll have to take a brief intermission at 6 so I can go wake up my wife and bring her some coffee. It's a Monday, so she'll be going to work today, and time to stand. These things, they nag at me. Well, I hope you have a lovely day at work, Giannis, and it was a pleasure to have you on the show, and I wish you a wonderful day. Humble Argentina? No, not humble. Not humble at all. Greetings from the magnificent Argentina. I hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, another viewer. Thank you very kindly for coming on the show. Welcome to the Morning Bohemian. This is our daily appointment to write, create, and enjoy a tranquil morning together. I am your host, Isaac. I'm very happy to see that you've taken some time out of your day to come check on us. Right now we are just writing some poetry. No destination in particular. You can put this in the background whilst you enjoy some coffee, some breakfast, whilst you try to get ready for work. Or you can join me and try to create yourself. I encourage you to try to find what animates you, what makes you want to live. So, welcome, and I hope you enjoy your time here. We are listening to Bach's solo violin sonatas performed by Itzhak Perlman. I should let you know since you just joined, but in a couple of minutes we'll be taking a brief intermission so that I can bring coffee to my wife. And I encourage you to get some coffee yourself. The music will still be playing. Stick around, go do something more important. Whatever feels good to you, alright? We're not going to make this an environment where there's any pressure to do anything. I just hope you have a good morning. Oof, my headphones are getting tangled. I feel like I've been falling behind in my work. I've been, in my work. I've been falling behind on my audiobooks, is the real thing that I mean to say here. I usually listen to The Economist or to some university lectures or some audiobooks whilst I do household chores, whilst I do exercise, whilst I practice the piano, but for a couple of days I just hadn't been in the mood to do it. I've been very lazy, frankly. And it nags at me, it niggles. But, it's a silly thing when you think about it, because I should be listening to these things because I want to, and not because I feel I have to, but sometimes when you convince yourself that you do something because it's good for you, you start to feel guilty for not doing it, I suppose. And it's like I'm big on routines, on trying to make every day as productive as possible. It's a sickness, really, this cult of productivity, but I can't dissociate myself from the culture I live in. And I feel bad for taking days off from my exercise or my music, and I don't think that's entirely healthy. I think it's better to do these things because we like doing them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just sounding a bit corny. Maybe I'm just trying to get myself not to do any writing. Anyways, I haven't been able to write much thus far, but this is what I have for that little poem about getting lost. I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Off the beaten path, I erred unknowing. A veil of darkness, horizon engulfed. Cliffs of scorched stones and a red-green lake. Poisonous elements, scourge of nature. Markers of home, of hope obscured. I mean, it's not much, and it's not amazing, but I like it. I think it's a start. I hope you have a lovely morning. We are going to be taking a brief intermission as I get my wife some coffee. We'll be back shortly with more writing and more music. Alright, welcome back, my friends, to the Morning Bohemian. I'm your host, Isaac. We are listening to Bach's solo violin sonatas, performed by the violinist Isaac Perlman. And we are writing with no particular destination in mind this morning. Just going where the pen and the conversation takes us. Oh, intermission was a bit longer than usual. I decided to wash a couple dishes while I was up there. So I am sorry about that, but I imagine you'll understand. I'm just making myself laugh because, well, I decided that I was going to make this poem a little funny. And I decided to do that by taking this poetic mood that we're building and then just cleaving it completely. So it reads like this. Off the beaten path I erred unknowing, a veil of darkness, horizon engulfed, cliffs of scorched stones and a red-green lake, poisonous elements, scourge of nature, markers of home, of hope obscured, the gentle stars ever inscrutable. What do I do now? I don't have data. I don't know. It amuses me. I suppose it's good enough to draw a line under it. We can always come back to it later if we get new ideas. There are no rules. There are no constraints. Only what we wish for. I just kind of feel like doodling, you know? I think that's what I'll do. I have this lovely Galen leather fancy thing that's protractor, French curve, triangles, ruler, and circle gauge all at once. Also great for scratching your back, if ever you need to. I have this kind of drawing that I've been doing for a couple of years, and that's what I'm working on right now. I call them geometric improvisations. The concept is very simple. I start with a shape, and then I just add more shapes in ways that feel like they follow one another. Some shapes I shade in, and some I leave blank. And eventually we reach a state where I feel like the drawing is complete, and I stop there, and we look at it, and we try to figure out what we're looking at. So much like today's writing session, it is a drawing with no clear goal in mind. Just doing whatever feels right. Sometimes you'll get symmetry, sometimes you'll get asymmetry. Both can be interesting. So you might be wondering, what does that mean for shapes to come together and for some of them to be shaded and some not, and patterns to be created until we find a shape? Well, I'll give you an example of what it looks like right now. There we go. So I started with a little hexagon at the center where all those shaded triangles are, and then it just kind of grew from there outwards. And I explore how those shapes feel, and I'll look at it in different orientation and see, well, what is it? And then based on what I see, well, maybe I'll want to continue with this one. See where it takes us. What do we think? I had it backwards. This is how you look at it. It's starting to become bare. Do you see it? Do you see the bear? Maybe some kind of carnivorous beaver with horns. Very fun, but, you know. I'm having a lot of fun. I've discovered that this little ruler multi-tool is has like indications on it that is exactly the size of my little notebook, so that I can create my own lines. So I can turn these blank pages into line pages with a decently high degree of precision. Thus, I have turned the page that used to be blank into a decently well-lined page. It was very fun to do that. Sorry, just had to refill my pen. I'm going to line this page for tomorrow, and that'll be that. There we go. Beautifully lined. And with that, we will be marking the end of today's edition of the Morning Bohemian. Oof. I will simply put my notebook away into its little folder. How does this go again? Well, either way, I have been your host, Isaac, and live from the Haunted Studio, this was the Monday, 6th of May edition of the Morning Bohemian. I hope you have enjoyed your passage with us, and I hope to see you again tomorrow morning. Have a good rest of your day.